Tarris Horton, the most interesting man in the Commonwealth of Kentucky. I can say I'm flattered. When they say when your idols turn to rivals, I mean, I'd never thought in a million years you'd even watch my programming, my guy. But to know that you are upset because I agree with interracial relationships just makes my heart so glad. I remember when I wanted to sit down and work with you, and to know that you watch my content and you don't agree with me is just music to my ears. But there's a difference between you and I, sir. There's a difference between you and I. I grew up with my father. I grew up with my biological father. I know what it's like to be bounced on my father's knee. I know what it's like to be thrown up in the air and dropped. I know what it feels like to be thrown up in the air and then caught by my father. I know what it feels like to have my father in my life for 50 years. My biological father, not some man that stepped up because your daddy ran off on you, so you have that void in your heart. I know you miss your daddy. I miss my dad. I just lost my dad a year ago, but I had him for 50 years. 50 years of his training, 50 years of his tutelage, 50 years of his accountability. That's what matters. That Horton name, that's what matters. The ingredients that was put inside me that was allowed me to give to my seed. But you're against interracial dating? Some of you guys don't make sense, and I think it's because you didn't have your biological father in your life at birth. I'm convinced. Whenever I talking to people, the first thing I like, you have your daddy? You know who your daddy is? What kind of relationship do you have with your father? Tarris Horton, the most interesting man in the Commonwealth of Kentucky.